Welcome to NEET Mantra. I am Prince Sharma, your biology faculty and mentor. In this video, we are going to have a quick revision of chapter reproductive health. So let's start. What is reproductive health? According to WHO, World Health Organization, reproductive health means total well-being in all aspects of reproduction, that is physical, emotional, social and behavioral. So a society in which people have a physical and functional normal reproductive organ and can have a normal emotional and behavioral interaction among themselves in all sex related aspects, and it is not a taboo, is called a reproductive healthy society. Next we have reproductive health problem and strategies. To attain total reproductive health as a social goal, action plan and program at a national level are initiated. These programs are called family planning and initiated in the year 1951. If someone want to live a reproductive healthy life, what knowledge he or she should acquire? Proper information regarding reproductive organ, adolescence and related change, the change which come with the puberty, safe and hygienic sexual practices. Here is the word knowledge of sexually transmitted disease and AIDS would help people to lead a reproductive healthy life. Here you can write knowledge of STD and AIDS. Next we have a term amniocentesis. Amniocentesis is a fetal sex determination test based on chromosomal pattern in amniotic fluid which is surrounding the developing embryo. So there is a fluid, amniotic fluid surrounding the developing embryo in which chromosomal pattern can be seen. It was a novel technique to know about the chromosomal anomalies like Down syndrome, but people misused it and it is now banned in India. So how we can improve the reproductive health of a society? Better awareness about the sex related matter, increase number of medical assisted deliveries, दाई माँ का काम ख़त्म करना है यहाँ पे. बेटर पोस्टनेटल केयर लीडिंग टू डिक्रीज मैटरनल एंड इन्फेंट मोर्टेलिटी रेट, मदर की डेथ ना हो और जो इन्फेंट हुआ है उसकी डेथ ना हो. इंक्रीज नंबर ऑफ कपल विद स्मॉलर फैमिलीज, हम दो हमारे दो स्लोगन गिवन बाय आवर गवर्नमेंट. बेटर डिटेक्शन एंड क्योर ऑफ STDs. ऑल these will improve the reproductive health of the society. Next we have population explosion and birth control. Due to increased medical facilities, there is a rapid decline in death rate of maternal mortality rate and infant mortality rate. You have to remember the full form of MMR and IMR. Due to increased medical facilities, it is harsh to say this, but people are dying less and there are more people in the reproductive age, which giving to the problem of population explosion. So to how to overcome population explosion? We can use contraceptive method. We can educate people about the demerits of large family. Increasing the marriageable age of female and male. In India, marriageable age of male is 21 and female is 18. Providing incentive to parents having one or two children. It will encourage other parents to have a small family. Next we have contraceptive method. Contraceptive method are used to prevent unwanted pregnancy and they modify the menstrual cycle. What a ideal contraceptive should have? What is the property of a ideal contraceptive? User friendly. The person who is using a contraceptive, he or she can use it in a easy way, easily available in market, effective, reversible, lesser side effect, and no interference with sexual desire and act. A ideal contraceptive should have all these properties. So now we are discussing a different contraceptive method. In first one is natural method. It work on a principle of avoiding chance of ovum and sperm meeting. So in this we have to avoid the meeting of ovum and sperm. First one is periodic absentee or abstinence. If we look briefly at menstrual cycle, in menstrual cycle, first to fifth day menses is there, around 14th day ovulation occur. So 10th to 17th day is marked as unsafe period if you are not using any contraceptive and does not want pregnancy. So a couple in this situation should avoid having coitus between 10th to 17th day of menstrual cycle. Next we have withdrawal or coitus interruptus. Male partner withdraw penis from vagina just before the ejaculation, so that there will be no semen in the vaginal tract of the female. Third one is lactational amenorrhea. Absence of menstruation after parturition and intense milk feeding and no ovulation in this period. So after the parturition up to 6 months there is intense milk feeding to the infant and menstrual cycle and ovulation is absent. These natural methods are very safe and have no side effect, but the risk factor is high. Safe in the sense that they have no side effect, but the risk factor is high. The upper two have a high risk factor than the third one. The third one is comparatively safe from first and second. Next we have barrier method. Ovum and sperm are prevented from physical mating with the help of a barrier. We put a barrier between ovum and sperm. Condom is a well-known barrier. It is made up of latex sheet and used to cover penis in male and vagina and cervix in female. Female condom go by the name of femdoms. There are other barrier methods like diaphragm, cervical cap and volts. They are made up of rubber. They are inserted in female reproductive tract during coitus. They are reusable, and there is an additional benefit of using condom is that it protects individual from sexually transmitted disease. Spermicidal cream, jellies and foam are usually used along with this barrier to increase their contraceptive efficiency. Next we have intrauterine device inserted by a doctor or trained nurse into the female uterus through vagina. IUCDs may be non-medicated like Lippes loop, copper releasing IUDs like copper T, Cu7, multilode 375 and hormone releasing IUDs Progestat, LNG20. Intrauterine devices increase the phagocytosis of sperm in uterus and copper reduce the motility. This can be asked, what does the copper do? So you have to keep in mind that copper reduce the motility and fertility capacity of sperm. IUDs are ideal contraceptive for the female who want to delay pregnancy or space between children. Next we have oral pill, progesterone or progesterone estrogen combination used by female in the form of tablets. They inhibit ovulation and implantation as well as prevent entry of sperm into cervix. So this is a very important line: inhibit ovulation, implantation as well as prevent entry of sperm in cervix. Pills have to be taken daily for a period of 21 days, starting preferably within the first 5 days of menstrual cycle, and then after a gap of 7 days during which menstruation occurs. It has to be repeated in the same pattern till female want pregnancy. Next we have a name Saheli. Many times on this topic NEET ask question. It is a new oral contraceptive for the female and contain a non-steroidal preparation. It is a once a week pill with very few side effects and high contraceptive value. So you have to must memorize about this Saheli. Progestogen alone or in combination with estrogen can also be used by female as injection or implant under the skin, and they are more effective than pills and they have a time period of months and years. I have to give you one more information regarding Saheli, that it is developed by CDRI, Central Drug Research Institute, Lucknow. Next we have administration of progestogens or progesterone estrogen combination or IUDs within 72 hours of coitus have been found very effective as emergency contraceptive, as they could be used to avoid possible pregnancy due to rape or casual interprotective sex. And one of the emergency pill which is very prevalent in market is unwanted 72. Next we have surgical method. These are also known as sterilization method or permanent method. Is used at terminal method, means end method of contraception in male and female to prevent any more pregnancy. Like a couple having 2 children and they don't want any more pregnancy, so they can opt for surgical method. In this, first one is vasectomy. It is done in male. A small portion of vas deferens is removed, tied through a small hole in scrotum to prevent release of sperm. Next we have tubectomy. It is done in female, in which small part of fallopian tube is removed surgically and tied. The reversibility of surgical method is very poor, that's why it is called terminal method. Next we have medical termination of pregnancy. Voluntary termination of pregnancy before full term, that is 9 months, is called MTP or medical terminated pregnancy. It is also go by the name of induced abortion. It play important role in decreasing population by aborting unwanted pregnancy. In NCERT it is mentioned that 45 to 50 million MTPs are done every year, which is the 1/5 portion of our population. In India, MTP are legalized in 1971 with some restriction to prevent misuse such as illegal female feticide. In Hindi it is known as Bhroon Hatya, Kanya Bhroon Hatya. MTP is used to get rid of unwanted pregnancy due to unprotected intercourse or failure of conception, used during coitus or an unfortunate event like rape, when pregnancy continuation could be harmful or even fatal to mother or fetus. If mother is not able to survive pregnancy, then MTP is done. MTP is considered relatively safe during first trimester or up to 12 months. After this or second trimester, the MTP is relatively riskier because the fetus develop a very close bond with the mother or intimate bond with the mother. Now we have sexually transmitted disease, or it is termed nowadays sexually transmitted infection. Disease or infection which are transmitted through sexual intercourse are collectively called sexually transmitted disease, venereal disease, reproductive tract disease. So we are only discussing the disease which are mentioned in NCERT. First we are discussing bacterial disease. First one is syphilis. It is done by Treponema pallidum. Symptoms are ulcer on genital organ, swelling of lymph organ, swollen joints, male pattern baldness, skin injuries. Second we have gonorrhea. It is done by Neisseria gonorrhoeae, painful urination, abnormal discharge from penis or vagina. In some cases no symptoms. Third we have chlamydiasis, caused by Chlamydia class of bacteria, inflammation of fallopian tube, epididymis. Next we have viral diseases, in which commonly known disease AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. It is done by human immunodeficiency virus. Fever, weight reduction, nausea, migraine, rashes, pharyngitis and gradual loss of immunity. Second we have hepatitis B. It is done by hepatitis B virus. Symptoms are jaundice, low fever, rash, stomach torment. Third, we have genital herpes. It is done by herpes simplex virus, ulcer over outside genitalia, fever, migraine, vaginal and urethral discharge in female. Protozoan STD, trichomoniasis. It is done by Trichomonas vaginalis, foul smelling vaginal discharge, genital itching and painful urination in women. Men typically have no symptom in this disease. Next, we have infertility. As definition mentioned in summary of NCERT, inability to conceive or produce children even after 2 years of unprotected sexual cohabitation is called infertility. So, a couple having unprotected sex from past 2 years and they are not able to produce any offspring, then it is termed as infertility. To correct this or to help the couple, we have many assisted reproductive technologies which are known as ART. In this, the first one is in vitro fertilization, IVF. In this technique, ova from wife or donor female and sperm from husband or donor male are collected and induced to form zygote under simulated condition in the lab. It is also known as test tube baby. After that, we have zygote intrafallopian transfer. The zygote or early embryo up to 8 blastomere can be transferred into the fallopian tube of the female. First we do IVF, then we do zygote intrafallopian transfer. And third we do intrauterine device after zygote intrafallopian tube. If we do not do zygote intrafallopian tube transfer, we can do intrauterine transfer. Embryo with more than 8 blastomeres can be transferred directly into the uterus. Next we have gamete intrafallopian transfer gift. The ovum from the donor is collected and transferred directly into the female who cannot produce one but can provide condition for fertilization and further development. This is done in a female who cannot produce an egg but can provide a suitable environment for fertilization and pregnancy. Next we have intracytoplasmic sperm injection, ICSI. It is a specialized procedure that forms an embryo in laboratory by directly injecting a sperm. You have to mark this word sperm into the ovum. In intracytoplasmic sperm injection, we directly inject a sperm in the ovum. Next we have artificial insemination, AI technique. In this technique, semen. So what is the difference between ICSI and artificial insemination? Is that in ICSI we use a sperm and in artificial insemination we use semen. Collected either from husband or a healthy donor, is artificially introduced either in vagina or in the uterus. In this case it is called intrauterine transfer 2. So this is all about the chapter reproductive health. Subscribe to us for daily revision of NCERT. PDF of this topic are mentioned in description. You can download from there. Tomorrow's topic is sexual reproduction in flowering plant, and if you want to revise this topic with us, please subscribe to our channel.